It's time now for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, locally owned and operated right here in Mountain Home.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It's Friday!
Whoop-whoop. I'm excited.
Excitement. Come on, come on. Let's
really,
see. Excitement, come on.
I'm actually excited this Friday because I don't have to do a whole lot of work this weekend.
Awesome.
Did you say that he sings Kermit the Frog?
Let me tell you.
Does he really?
Yeah.
You've heard it.
I've heard it.
Okay, we have someone in the audience that has actually heard this because it will drive you insane.
Ladies and gentlemen, Scooter!
No, Kermit the Frog.
And what was this? Sears is up next. I need to bring my little Kermit the Frog guy in with me.
Some song about being green. It'll get me every time.
It's not easy.
There you go.
Being green.
That's the one.
Seeing the colors of the leaves.
It's better than the trumpet during the weather,
I
ain't it?
could be red or blue or gold.
That's what you get in the headphones in football.
You know, we could be doing the best play the Bombers have done in 25 years, like last night with a nice pass that's 25 yards, and we take it in for a touchdown, and Kermit decides he's going to strum up and say, "It ain't easy being green."
Welcome to Down on the Corner program, brought to you by your hometown Sears store at 1029 Highway
Dale,
62.
you got to get control of the show.
425-3191. What's going on at Sears?
Sears is getting ready for a Labor Day sale, and I've asked him several times, and all he says, "I'll let you know. I'll let you know." Is it going to be big? I believe so. I'll let you know. So, okay, let me know. I'm going there Monday. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk about it, but I believe it'll be a pretty good sale. They're starting.
He's going to let you know.
Yeah, but he'll let me know.
Yeah.
Starting to get some shipments in of some appliances that have been hung up because of the corona. They've had a major changeover from a Craftsman lawn tractor to a Husqvarna lawn tractor of all sizes, including their zero turns. They are getting some Craftsman lawn tractor stuff back, but their big push is a Husqvarna. They're a lot better machine.
Yeah, Scooter likes it. He's a big fan.
They seem to be working real well.
Yeah.
And I can attest that the Husqvarna weed eater, because we use several a year, we just burn them up. They're great things. Maintenance agreements with Sears, any up to 5 appliances, $175 a year. They will come to your home and try to repair anything that you have. JR's motto is, you make the call, we service them all. And I believe it. I've seen him go from here to Springfield to help people out to make sure their stuff will work. So he has joined a network of appliance repair folks, one out of Harrison, and I'm not quite sure where the other one is. So if he gets backlogged, he can tap into them. If they get backlogged, they'll tap into him, and it seems to be working really well. He's also brought in another full-time repair guy, appliance repair guy. He's got a guy that does nothing but lawnmowers, weed eaters, rototillers, and such. So Series of days past, if you've had experience with them, they shipped everything away. The motto here is everything stays.
Good. Your hometown
Awesome.
Sears store at 1029 Highway 62 East, up on the hill behind Wendy's. Same parking lot as Orscheln's out in front of Physical Therapy Connection. Can't say enough good things about your hometown Sears store, locally owned and operated. We want to invite folks down from Ozark County, Fulton County, Marion County. Come on in and visit our local hometown Sears store. I like when we talk about the hometown folks like this. You know, money stays here that you spend here. It's invested here, invested in our own people. Your hometown Sears store, 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191. I'm enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee. You can do the same thing. They got 2 drive-thrus open and ready to serve you. Also, Baxter Regional Lobby. Have to follow the protocol there under the COVID-19 rules. On that, you go Bomber Boulevard or Highway 62 East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness for the best coffee in town. As Mike says, hey, we're real coffee. Talked to him, what's today, Friday? I talked to him Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. And he says, when I place an order, he says, they roast the beans and ship them to me. So they're as fresh as they can be to get them in just nearly overnight. So you want the very best fresh coffee with the very best roasted coffee beans, you need to go to Brewed Awakening Coffee. Like Mike says, we are real coffee. Brewed Awakening Coffee. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Mike and the staff do a great job at all 3 locations. 2 of them are easy to get through, Bomber Boulevard and 62 East Plaza, and drive-thrus. They have the mochas, the lattes, the frappuccinos. They got pumpkin spice, French vanilla, you name it, they've got it.
All
Even
the
peanut butter. listed.
flavor,
Fruit
flavor.
for you.
Yeah, there you go.
go.
Stop by the studio, have a cup of coffee with us sometime. We're at 1226 Commerce Drive, and coffee pot's right over here, just behind Scooter a little bit. And
Come by here and get the maximum strength version.
Here you go.
But hey, but he makes it exactly the way he was told.
Yeah, I checked with him about a month ago. But Mike uses 1 cup of ground,
And you use less, right?
3/4.
There you go.
Yeah, well, we set this up over at the radio station. Yeah, he said, just use 3/4 cup, 13 ounces. That's what I do. So that's his recipe. Anyway, Brewed Awakening Coffee is the best coffee in town. And I invite you to stop by any of the 3 locations, enjoy the best coffee in town. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes, 29 in the state of Arkansas to serve you, with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Here in town, you talk to Brad, Bruce, Charlotte, Chris. Anyone there can help you. Yes, it's a bad situation when somebody passes away. It could be a friend, a loved one, family member, whatever it may be. Emergency situation, an illness or whatever. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. That's how they do business on a daily basis. It's a tough job. And, you know, if somebody passed away, what do I do? Well, I don't know what to. Talk to Roller, let them handle it. With all our respect, Roller Funeral Homes, it's what they do. They will handle it without any problems whatsoever. Roller Funeral Homes, they bring the morning prayer each and every day. So let's pause now for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, I wonder what the outcome would be if some of these professional athletes that kneel during the national anthem and disrespect our flag were to spend a week or 2 with a current military post overseas. Most of our military operations are confidential, so my guess is that while these pros are protesting, they never think of what it takes or what it would take to ensure them the right to do it. Just because they can doesn't mean they should. Our military is the best. Our veterans deserve the utmost in respect at all levels. Lord, for those that served and are serving this country, we're grateful and thankful. Bless our military and our veterans. My prayer today. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now
for the flip side.
Kermit.
Da, da, da.
Oh, I thought you were going to sing this morning.
Oh, Kermit can't do that.
Oh, I want to hear that in Kermit's voice.
He's just not multi-talented.
No way. Different part.
How much
of the
money?
vo-
Let's
different part of the vocal cords.
Morning weather brought to you by the ZT Bob and Linda Zador for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. RetiredToArkansas.net. That's where we find the beautiful White River. The camera, of course, in Marion County looking into Baxter County and Cotter, Arkansas. Cotter's pretty well lit this morning. That's pretty good. The sunshine coming up over the center part of the city. 62-412 bridge to the left side of the screen as you see the White River come around Cotter, the little Railroad Museum, baseball park, picnic area right there in the front center of the screen, and the Contractors Trust area over on the right-hand side of your screen. Now, you can go to RetiredToArkansas.net, look at the live webcam. There's a little camera icon at the lower right. You can take pictures throughout the day, send them to friends, or use them for a screensaver, desktop backdrop, or whatever it may be on your favorite device. Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team at Century 21 Lee Mack. While you're there at RetiredToArkansas.net, you can check all the listings, not only by the Z Team, but also by Century 21. And there's a place that says MLS number that's blank. You type in the MLS number, listing from possibly another company, and they'll bring that up.
When you say that, all the listings, you have to say that pretty loosely right now, because what is there, under 300 on MLS?
There's like 290. I mean, when Bob
Back
and I
in
did
the 80s, I remember there was 1,500 listings average in the book. It wasn't online
What
back then. In 86.
We'll just go back to 2017 when Bob and I were doing it over at Mountain Talk Radio. There was a little over 1,020 just 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
And we're down to 300.
I mean, that's why it throws me off, because he says the current listings are like 300. I said, wait a minute, 2017 we're looking over 1,000.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, so here's the steps. Decide to sell your house. Pack all your stuff.
Pack first.
Call the Z Team. Be ready to move. That's pretty much how it's going to go.
Give them a call at 870-405-0793, RetiredToArkansas.net. The award-winning Z Team, Bob and Linda Zador, outstanding customer service, the very best in the state of Arkansas. Century 21 Lee Mack Real Estate and the Z Team. The Z Team is assembled and ready to serve you today, both in Arkansas and Missouri. Morning weather brought to you by the Z Team, and right now 63 in Mountain Home. Harrison's at 57. Batesville's a little warmer at 64, while Salem's at 60, 63 at Calico Rock, 60 at Flippin, 61 in Marshall, 60 at West Plains. St. Louis checks in at 56, 64 in Poplar Bluff, 61 in Springfield, 72
Wait a minute.
in Watford City, North Dakota.
Wait a minute. What happened?
In contrast, we have flipped. I've seen it 55 here and minus
Could be
40
a
there.
misprint.
Must be a misprint.
Yeah, they forgot to log in afternoon yesterday.
72 in Watford City, North Dakota. I noticed on, let's see, Channel 7's meteorologist was showing some conditions. They've got 2 tropical depressions that could turn into mild hurricanes coming into the Gulf. One could come in down around the Tallahassee, Florida area, and the other could come in around the Houston, Texas area. This one's not showing it as well, but that may give us a chance of rain later on. Speaking of rain, here's the national radar. We got, of course, the good old regular rain over at Vancouver and Seattle. We've got a line of showers going through North and South Dakota, a little bit in Nebraska and Kansas. Other than that, the southeast part of the country getting some pretty good showers from Nashville to Memphis to Jackson, Birmingham, over to Atlanta, Charlotte, North Carolina, all along the southern part of the I-95 corridor. Then we got it all the way up into Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, but nothing in Arkansas. Dry as a bone. And pretty dry. We do have some light showers south of Jonesboro to the west of I-55.
That's just rice sprinklers.
Yeah, probably, probably, yeah. I'm just going to say all highways are clear. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, 555, 62, 412, Highway 65, 63, 67. They're all in good shape. State of Missouri, Interstate 44, 49, 29, 70, 55, all look good. I-64, East St. Louis, Illinois, east to Mount Vernon. A little bit around I-57, just north of Marion, Illinois. Southern Illinois, no problems there. Just dry in the Midwest right now. No watches or warnings for Missouri or Arkansas. A little bit of a flood watch box from North Carolina up into Virginia and West Virginia along the state line there. 7-day forecast when it loads. I love computers. Here we go. 89 today, 91 tomorrow, 92 on Sunday, 93 on Monday, 92 on Tuesday with no rain in sight other than if that storm comes into the Gulf. I drive Arkansas. Traffic moving good in Arkansas. No accidents going on. Missouri Department of Transportation. I'll click on this and see when they're looking to complete this on September 18th. Okay, this is Highway J in Ozark County. If you're going from Mountain Home to Missouri, use Highway 5 north to Springfield if you want to, or Highway 101 over towards West Plains. Either one will junction Highway 160, I'm sorry.
Unless you're a motorcyclist trying to get away from the cops, that is the best route out of here.
You betcha. Jump the bridge. Bull Shoals Lake basically 681 feet, 22 feet above a full pool of 659. Norfolk Lake 566.13, 14.1 feet above 552, the normal pool. Pollen index today 9.7 tomorrow. Ragweed, chenopod's, and nettle. And yeah, I can feel that. Coronavirus worldwide, right now active cases in the world 6.5 million, with 6,493,000 being mild. That's 99%. 61,762 in critical condition in the world, not the United States. This is the whole world. And 61,762 would only be about 60% full at Notre Dame's football stadium. So not a lot in critical condition across the world. Your coronavirus update for Arkansas, we've dropped significantly, 5,666 active cases, 48,458 have recovered. The 6-county area, Baxter, Marion, Searcy, Stone, Izard, and Fulton, positives total 407, active is 95, recovered 311. There's been a total of 9,536 tests negative. We have a 76% recovery rate. In your active to positive, 95 active out of 407 positive, that's a 23%. Positive to negative is 0.042% with active to population of 104,900, 0.0009, 0502. So out of 6 counties, only 95 people active with 311 recovered. 1 has passed away according to the map. Oil prices today, where are we at here? 41.83, it's up 61 cents. Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 47 points at 27,739.73 as of 5:10 Eastern Time yesterday. The market report and all the updates. The weather brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zador for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. RetiredToArkansas.net.
Any community events?
Just had a great scrimmage last night. It was
We
good.
And they
did.
threw the football.
Bombers won their game.
Yeah, congratulations,
that was
Bombers.
And they threw the football. Yeah, that's right.
And they passed.
And they threw the football.
And they passed.
And had smelling salts after that. What?
And the pass part was pretty cool, but the reception part was even cooler.
They'll work on it. That's good.
I got to give
You don't know what the passing
Anthony
yards were, though, do
Mahica
you?
some credit. I mean,
Anthony
that was
Mahica.
their pass.
Dylan Drury.
Yeah.
Who?
Dylan Drury caught a big pass for
Yep.
a sophomore, and it was one of those bobbles and bring it in. It was,
He finally got
pretty
control?
nice. Yeah.
There you go.
Going
That's
down
nice.
the sideline. Bobble, bring it in.
Just a quick reminder, Dale, after September 1st, XL7 TV is looking to be on the Next by NAAC,
Yep.
which we will be channel 36.
On the next
Cool.
program.
Cool. All right, break time. I'm out of coffee. Be right back.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Driftwood Lanes. Fun happens here.
Hi, we're Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, and we'd like you to meet the rest of our team.
When you are working with the Z-Team, you will find that not only are they down-to-earth people, but they are trained professionals who work with downsizers, first-time homebuyers, and clients who may want to relocate to our beautiful Ozarks. Our team has agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z-Team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at RetiredToArkansas.net.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Hi, I'm Benny with Ammo Dump.
At Ammo Dump, they carry new and used firearms, large supply of shotguns, rifles, and handguns. Ammo Dump will buy, sell, or trade in your item and can special order whatever you like. They also have knives, scopes, ammo of any caliber, and provide gun cleaning and restoration. Call them today for the best competitive pricing around.
If I don't have it or can't get it because they don't make it, come and see us.
That's Ammo Dump, located next to Woodman's Package in Norfolk. At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today. $7:21, Dan Hall's here. I'm going to let you introduce our fine guest.
Jennifer Batesel is our commander of the Disabled American Veterans Auxiliary Unit. She was real instrumental in starting the first new auxiliary unit in Arkansas in the last 15 years, and they've already gotten awards for membership and for activities and for legislative acts and so on. She's kind of a lot like Alicia, who's usually here with us. She's the Energizer Bunny. Just keeps things moving, is out there networking all the time. This unit has been just phenomenal in helping us do our suicide outreach programs, our outreach picnic, and so on. Jennifer's also the marketing director for Good Sam campus over there, and one of the ways that we hooked up was we discovered that about a third of the residents at Good Samaritan are veterans. And so as we got to working with that, they decided to come on board and take ownership of some of our projects, and it's just been phenomenal what's happened in the last 3 or 4 years for veterans in this county, this whole area. So, how are you doing today, Jennifer?
I'm doing good. I'm awake.
Awake.
It's Friday.
Yay.
Well, she's got us pretty much ready for the October picnic that we unfortunately had to cancel. Mm-hmm. We had been doing it at Hickory Park for years and grew until the last couple of years we got too big for Hickory Park. So last year we moved on to the college campus. That worked out really well. I think we served about 600 people.
You guys started this thing with like 52 people showing up at Hickory.
Yeah,
10 years ago.
This year, because of the COVID, I've stayed in contact pretty much with the chancellor over there, Dr. Myers, and we were set up. But as we looked at what was happening on the campus, whether they were going to even open for fall classes, and of course the shed, I think they've canceled all their activities until the first of the year. And we were really waiting to see how the numbers go. Wasn't that long ago we were down under 10 people in Arkansas, in Baxter County that tested positive. Now we're up around 90, I believe. We're getting real close.
96 positive, 18 active.
96 in this
Out
county.
of 2,100 tests. We had 2,100 negative tests.
And see, some of our people would be coming from Marion County and Boone County who have higher numbers than we do. And it's just, as long as those numbers were going up, we kept hoping to see that kind of level out. It hasn't, so we had to cancel, or at least postpone until early next year, the outreach picnic.
Off the record, how much of this is fear factor?
With me?
Because I'm looking right here, you're talking Marion County, they've got 8 active out of 38 positives, 1,500 tests, Searcy County with 8. Your hotspot, Stone County, with 38 active right now. Even Baxter County's only at 18. I think that's our high mark.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. Part of our situation is that where we...
You got to be more careful with the veterans.
Well,
Yeah.
the age...
Yeah.
Most of what we're trying to bring in is 65 and older.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, since the campus is going to be limited, and when I look at the health department guidelines, if you're going to try to serve food, there's just no way we would have the manpower to be able to enforce social distancing and seat people 6 feet apart for food, and it would just be
simple. Just stuff a cannon full of hot dogs and shoot at the other end of the
yeah.
campus.
So we voted our meeting on Monday to go ahead and postpone it.
That's a shame.
First time we had to do that in 15 years.
But the main part of it was to get engagement out of it and to get people to work together and realize what we have in the community and get those resources out to the veterans. So, yeah. But that doesn't mean that we rest.
No, we have other things going on. You know, the suicide prevention program, we've had to change our tactics slightly because we're not having as many public meetings and whatnot, but Dr. Wolford's still out there working, doing the outreach. Senator Bozeman had introduced, as I reported in the past, Senate Bill 1906 that was designed to require the VA to fund outreach programs at the local level instead of trying to do this top-down stuff, using the framework that we created with the grant we wrote. And that bill recently was combined with another one, Colonel James Scott Hammond mental health bill, and they were combined and passed the Senate. So now we're having to wait for the House and whatnot. There's been some activity. I actually got to listen to Senator Bozeman do a presentation on the floor of the Senate and bragged about Mountain Home, Arkansas, and the DAV Chapter 30 that's created this program here. So
good.
I did get to hear that. That was good.
He was
from the
awesome.
Senate floor. That's good.
Yeah. The governor's statewide task force came up with the program of zero suicides in Arkansas initiative, and of course we've been serving on that task force up until March. We were really moving along, and then 1st of April everything got put on hold. The Train the Trainer program we had scheduled here on the 9th of April, and essentially the state went into COVID lockdown, and pretty much everything got to be around keeping track of COVID cases. We're probably going to have a video conference in September to kick this thing back up. But
so where are we at on the Zero Suicide Arkansas? What's our numbers looking like? Or have we lowered the suicide rate for veterans in the state right now? Because we were number 1 in Baxter County.
Actually, the only county that in the top 10 that actually showed a reduction was Baxter. All the others that were up there high, close to us, including Marion and Searcy and so on, continued to go up. Baxter's the only one that actually had a reduction in numbers, and we attribute that to the outreach program we're doing, which is why the governor picked up on it and decided to do a statewide initiative, not just veterans, but at large, to deal with suicide generally, including school age. And from there, we're using the QPR Institute's training, which stands for Question, Persuade, and Refer. Don't be afraid to ask the question, are you considering harming yourself? And persuade them that that's a kind of a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Right.
And refer them to whatever resources we have. That's the training we were using, and since we wanted to include not just veterans, but the community at large, we had 35 people ready to do this Train the Trainer program, including folks from nursing homes, people. We had all 4 school districts involved with the school counselors and principals and school resource officers, Sheriff Montgomery's office, Corey Emanuel's department, and so this was all set to go on the 9th of April, and then because of COVID they had to cancel it. But we're continuing to push that. For the 3rd year in a row, Columbia Trust, which is administered by DAV National Service Foundation, funded our grant again this year, and for the first time they gave me everything I asked for. Usually if you ask for 20, they give you 6.
Wow.
And what I asked for this year, they funded the whole thing, mainly because we're showing results and not too many people are.
Wow.
So.
That's good. 7:30, time for a break. More with veterans right after this.
It takes the right gear to survive out here. Oh, there she is, Ferris. It's the best gear around. Strong as an ox. Safe as houses. Out back, there's one powerful beast. Awesome. Four-wheel suspension. Handles whatever Mother Nature throws at you. Designed to take the hard out of hard work and deliver all the power you could need. So if you want to tackle the great outdoors, get yourself a Ferris.
Get the only mower with suspension technology at Mower Warehouse in Mountain Home, where they accept mower trade-ins, have flexible financing options, and services all brands and models. That's Mower Warehouse, located on Buzzard Roost in Mountain Home.
At MSI, they're not just another trash service. They're your friendly, family-owned and operated trash service, providing residential, commercial, and roll-off pickup. MSI offers competitive rates and services 5 counties in the north central Arkansas area. Various dumpster sizes available for commercial and accommodating you with weekly pickup for your convenience. Call Tammy or Kathy today at MSI. MSI Trash Service, small enough to know you and large enough to service you.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home. $733, more with the veterans, Dan.
Jennifer, what do we have going on with the auxiliary?
Well, the auxiliary has been quite busy. It hasn't just been all quiet time for us, I guess, so to speak. We've been busy trying to write grants and work with people and partner things, especially over at Good Sam. But I have lots of people on the auxiliary actually working to write cards and write birthday things, notices, and stay in touch with a lot of our veterans and try and offer things up to them as much as possible. We helped out with the meals that we handed out.
And the Mountain Home Cares.
Yep. That was a lot of fun. I hope we can do something more like that again. So that's what we're trying to work on. I got a story for you, though. It was really neat. We've been writing out about 100 and some different birthday cards and anniversaries and things like that for people. And one gentleman who is 91 years old, he lives outside of the community, but this is his home. He considers Mountain Home his home. And he wrote us back. And usually we don't hear back on anything, but he wrote us a long letter back, and it stated, I had my 91st birthday yesterday, and your card was the only one I received. And he says, it meant so much to me. He says, everything with all the chaos going on in the world and everything, he says, I'm glad I lived in the era that I did, and I did what I did for my country. And he goes, thank you for all that you do. He says, you touched this old man's heart. So that really touched us, and we've been actually writing letters back and forth with him in the last couple of months. So if there's something that anyone can do, that's the simplest of things. So I
That is
really
awesome.
encourage people to get out there and keep staying involved and trying to help out your fellow neighbor and the veterans in our community. We have so many of them.
Well, of course, with this COVID thing, created some more isolation, and isolation can be one of the risk factors in suicide. So Dr. Wolfer's been really pushing, trying to keep track and keep touch with people. And on those cards that you've been doing, that the school children personalize,
Yep.
that we take down to the VA hospital in Little Rock and North Little Rock for the Christmas party. Sometimes that's the only Christmas card those veterans that are in the hospital get, and they'll sit there and really tear up when they read those cards. So it's a great program.
Oh, we've been collecting those like crazy, and if anybody has extra cards and they want, or have kids that have time, give them some crayons, let them go to town. We will make sure they get to the veterans, and make sure it makes their Christmas something a little bit special too, since even the people at the VA and people at, out at our place and our campus have all been isolated, even from their loved ones. So to love on them a little bit more in any way that we can is really important.
Never know how much you can touch somebody doing something like
Well,
that.
well, I'll tell you what, hooking up with Good Samaritan and creating this auxiliary unit has really been almost a godsend. We always had community support, and we did these outreach picnics. We would go to our business people, our bankers, our chamber members, and get help to put this on. And when we started to get the support from folks like Jennifer, the idea of having an auxiliary unit came up, which really meant instead of these people supporting you once a year, they became part of the system and actually took ownership of some of the programs, and it's just really been helpful.
Even like your chairs and such, and your extra things that you guys have, that you've got some motorized vehicle, or well, I call them vehicles, but motorized chairs that veterans that are disabled can't get around very well. And even the DAV now has several of them that they can loan out to veterans to be able to use, that were donated, and some of them are really, really nice. So
I've got 3 or 4 that are like brand new jazzy electric wheelchairs that are available. If you're a veteran and you need one, we just kind of give it to you till you're done with it, and then get it back, refurb it, and give it to the next one. So anybody out there needs one of those chairs, give me a call, 421-2322. We'll see that you get one.
So a lot of good things.
Yeah, it is. You just don't know. You talk about the 91-year-old gentleman, whether he's got family or not during the COVID-19 thing. Might as well say you don't have any. You can't,
exactly.
And now you got to say it. I mean, I'm looking at the calendar. Next Tuesday, that'd be the 25th for September, October, November, 4 months from Christmas?
Yeah, it's coming around.
It is.
Well, Alicia couldn't be here. We talk to her every month about what they're doing as far as the veteran service officers. She has a 9-county area, and she's the district veteran service officer. She keeps all of the 9-county veteran service officers trained and up to date. And that's resulted in continued growth in the number of veterans that we reach. And I was just looking at some numbers that she gave me for this year. Even with the COVID and some of the county offices being closed, been just by appointment and telephone conference only, the numbers are still up. 2019, they handled 6,200 calls. So far this year, 7,400. In consults, last year was right at 5,000. That's pretty well even. This year, actually, new claims filed, 1,436 so far this year, as opposed to last year. All year we had 1,284. So even with the COVID, she's managing to keep that activity going and making appointments with veterans and helping them get what benefits they're entitled to. The VA clinic, the outreach clinic, what we call the CBOC, they're still doing their appointments and everything. Now, I had an appointment scheduled first of last month, and my annual physical, and they called me and said they're trying to limit the number of people who come in there, walk-ins and what have you. So we were going to do my physical by telephone, which I thought was kind of unique. But anyway, they had me come in and draw blood for the lab work, and then the doctor called me and we just discussed my situation. Well, it's not quite the same as an annual physical, but they stayed in touch. They're doing the best they can. I know.
I think that's a plus. I'm sorry.
I don't know when Dr. Burnett called me. I asked him about this physical and all what normally goes on with a physical and any special. I said, I hope we don't need to do a colonoscopy over the phone because I'm going to need a new telephone.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like,
Only
that's a
Dan
plus.
could come up with that one.
They do have the smartphones.
That didn't sound like a
Don't
good
get
plan.
any ideas.
Don't keep pushing it.
Oh, it's just, I'm sitting here listening and I'm thinking, Jennifer talking about the 91-year-old gentleman and Dan with the physical, how much the COVID-19 has just totally just zapped us.
It has.
In every aspect, and I can't help but get the 91-year-old gentleman, he would look forward. I can't get him out of my head, what I should have said, didn't finish the sentence. The loneliness, the mental, I don't want to use the word depression, but,
Well, the isolation.
The isolation.
It is isolation,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of anxiety because they don't
Really?
know. A lot of older people don't have that connection with the community. They
Right.
didn't get on the computer. They don't know how to order groceries. They don't know how to any of that. You don't have transportation. You don't have. So how do you get out and get things done? If you don't have those connections and you don't have family, you don't have friends, how do you get it done? And a lot of people do have anxiety in regards to that, and they feel so alone because nobody's there to help them. And
then
so
just to get a birthday card like that.
just to get a birthday card meant so much for that man to write back, and
But that was like a B12 shot.
Part of our program, we encourage our members to reach out to each other and to other veterans that they know, or not necessarily even a veteran, somebody you know from church who you haven't seen in a while, who might be isolated because of this COVID shutdown. Call them up, let them know that you're thinking about them.
take care of your neighbor.
yeah,
Oh my
it's-
gosh.
Now, let me ask y'all a question, though, through DAV, so you handle veterans, let's go back to World War II, veterans from World War II, Korea, Vietnam, in current situations, but has COVID affected the veterans, like maybe the flu or maybe a cancer that came out of Agent Orange? Where are we at with the Agent Orange situation out of Vietnam?
Well, that's another
What
fight
the
that
Blue
we
Water
have.
Act?
Yeah, well, years ago, Congress, every time somebody applied for benefits, for disability or treatments or whatever for exposure to Agent Orange, it usually was met by the VA and DOD with an adversarial proceeding. How are you going to prove that you were exposed to Agent Orange, and how do we know Agent Orange? They've spent millions of dollars claiming that Agent Orange never bothered anybody. Finally,
Even
Congress.
the Department of Defense was in on this?
Oh yeah, well, there was a specialist. We dubbed him Dr. Orange, and he was paid millions of dollars to testify that this Agent Orange never caused any problems. They were doing that at the same time that EPA was evacuating Times Beach, Missouri, because of that same chemical. So finally, Congress passed an act that required the National Academy of Science, Engineering, and Medicine to study these particular illnesses and make recommendations to the VA based on the probability that Agent Orange played some role. And they came up with this list of presumptive diseases. And then over the years, they would study, and whenever the Academy would make a recommendation, a new disease would be added to the presumption list. Well, that law apparently expired here a couple of years ago. And the last go around, the Academy recommended 4 things be added: hypertension, bladder cancer, Parkinson's-like disease, and one other one. They argued, and all of a sudden, VA decided, well, that law doesn't apply anymore. We're going to do our own study. Like they were even qualified to do such a study. But it all is a matter of delaying, and particularly with the hypertension, because a lot of veterans my age are now involved with that. So finally, they did pass out of the Senate committee 3 of the 4 They dropped hypertension. They'll come back to that one later. But we're constantly having that problem with new diseases. And of course, we talked last time about the Blue Water Navy. When they first passed this act, they said if you were in Vietnam or in surrounding waters, it was presumed that you were exposed to Agent Orange. Well, surrounding waters normally would mean to most people territorial waters, which is 12 miles out. VA got some slick young attorney decided, well, he didn't think it meant that. He thought it meant actual in the ports or in the Saigon River. And so we fought for years until last year. Finally, the federal courts said it means territorial waters up to 12 miles out. So
has anybody gone back to Vietnam and looked at, say, somebody, let's go back 69, 70, 71. Okay, let's say a child was born in 70, that'd be what, 50 years ago. Okay, have they looked at what the effects are on the Vietnamese people in comparison to what happened to the veterans? I mean, if it happened to us, it could have happened to them because we're spraying their jungles.
Yeah, I'm sure that it has happened. I'm not familiar specifically with any studies, but I'm sure they're doing that kind of work. So originally it was like back in early 80s when I was first contacted, it was, well, how can you prove, or how do you know you were exposed to Agent Orange, and you had to do an affidavit? Yeah, well, while I was on the ground, this plane flew over and sprayed stuff on us. Or they dropped us in an area where all the trees were dead.
Yeah,
And then finally they decided if you were in country, you were exposed.
Because, I mean, they sprayed the stuff and it killed the vegetation just lickety-split. So, did they have any three-legged kids with one arm and an eyeball in their forehead? I mean, did it affect the birth rate or the children over there?
Well, the birth defects, we know in veterans' families and so on, genetic changes and so on. So I don't know how much study's been done as far as in country, but I'm sure they're doing some. A lot of these things you do at the time, and what's necessary you do, and then out of sight, out of mind. And it comes back to bite you later. We're finding that more and more. Depleted uranium is going to be the next big deal that they're dealing with. Depleted uranium. That all the stuff they use in nuclear that is depleted is pretty much harmless. They use it in all kinds of things, building bombs and anti-tank weapons and what have you. Well, it's kind of harmless until it explodes and becomes gaseous, and then it's extremely dangerous and attacks people's.
A lot of the legislature has been around burning fuels and burn pits and things like that we've seen out. You can write letters to your legislative people to help, and they're really good about coming back. I know I get them back from Boozman's office all the time. So
Senator Boozman has been awesome. He absolutely. For veterans, and the funny thing is, he's not a veteran himself. He didn't serve, but he has absolutely taken on the veterans' issues in the Senate. He's been phenomenal. I was back there year before last at the midwinter legislative conferences, and we make appointments with all of our congressional delegates. And I was sitting in a cafeteria in the Rayburn building when some of our DAV national guys came by and said, well, what are you doing going next? I said, well, I'm going to see Senator Boozman next. And they all laughed and said, if we had a whole bunch more John Boozmans, we wouldn't have any problems.
There you go.
So
that's good. We've talked about this for a year, the red tape that y'all put up with in the Veterans Administration. I mean, you've sat right here within the last 2-3 years with a stack of papers, 40, 50 pages. Well, we've been working on this since 2011.
Yeah, it goes on. And Dale, I've actually personally met 3 of the last 4 secretaries of the Veterans Administration. And they all say the right things, and I think they have a good heart, and they intend to fix things. And it's always the same verbiage. We need to get away from the adversarial regulation to become more veteran-centric and less regulation-centric. And I know that with my contacts with Dr. Scott and the group down in Little Rock and our CBOC, the providers really want to do everything they can for the veterans.
Yeah.
The problem is it's a behemoth organization, And between the providers and the secretary, there are 30 levels of technocrats who have been around forever. And it's difficult to get them to change it. It only takes one of them to stop a whole program. They find some regulation where, well, I don't think we can do this.
A lot of hoops.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But we work at it constantly, and fortunately we've been able to build some pretty good relationships with the supervision down at Little Rock.
7:50, quick break. Be right back.
Did you know when you shop at Sears Hometown Stores, you are supporting your local community? That's right. Your local Sears Hometown Store is locally owned and operated by one of your neighbors. Their store offers the best of what Sears has to offer with the top brands and appliances, tools, and lawn and garden. They also offer great financing options that work no matter what you need. Remember to stop by your local Sears Hometown Store today and support a local member of your community.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we have installed a convenient drive-through window for all your to-go and pickup orders. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and ask us about our daily specials for a low price to feed the whole family. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
$7:53, finish out the program and the week. It's Friday with Dan Hall and Jennifer Shearer from DAV Auxiliary. Final thoughts. What do we got? 6.5 minutes.
What's different about Friday?
I don't have to do TV tomorrow and Sunday.
Well, I stay busy all week long. I probably put in 2 hours a day, every day, on helping a veteran or answering a question for a veteran or that kind of stuff. In addition to that, I'm the only one around doing the concealed carry licensing anymore, and with all the riots and problems and things, bad stuff they're seeing on TV, I've done 6 classes in 8 weeks, and I got one scheduled tomorrow. So,
that's how long? That's what, 8-hour, 10-hour course? What is it tomorrow?
Well, it depends. The basic one is 5 hours. We usually end up about 6, and then the combined class or the enhanced class is an 8-hour class.
So basically, with the basic and the enhanced, you're going to do 13 hours of study?
No, they let me do a combined.
Do they?
I can do the basic in an 8-hour class. But there's so much shooting involved in the enhanced level because For the basic license, I'm certifying you demonstrated you can safely load and handle a weapon, defend yourself at close range without injuring somebody else or killing the instructor. So it's pretty simple. But for the enhanced, since with the enhanced they're allowed to carry into a lot of public places and meetings, there's a whole lot more shooting. We actually have the same shooting requirement, almost, that law enforcement officers have to do for qualification. It's 50 rounds timed fire at 3 different distances. You got to be able to hit something, you know, mainly because when you're carrying into these public areas, the biggest thing to be concerned about is an active shooter situation, and so you need to be hit what you're shooting at. So that takes a little more time, and I limit my classes to 6 or 8 people because of all that shooting.
What's your gun of preference for the class?
My gun of preference?
Yeah, if I were to go buy the gun that you told me to buy, you know, and the grip was good, the balance was good, what
There's a particular weapon that I've demonstrated and had a lot of people go by that I really liked. It's the Smith & Wesson M&P 380 EZ, EZ standing for easy, because a lot of the older ladies and what have you trying to use an automatic, they have trouble operating the slide and problem loading the magazine. They can shoot fine, but they lack the hand strength, and that new EZ weapon just operates so easy and so slick that people just realize it's a good quality Smith & Wesson gun. Of course, right now, local dealers are having trouble getting any handguns. I actually had a dealer call me and ask me if I had a gun for sale. So I think they've recorded about 2.5 million new gun sales in a 6 weeks period.
Well, with every city being lit up on fire and burned down, Portland's on day 58 or 59 now.
Portland's on like day 84.
84, yeah.
Well, yeah, and when you get to the point where the prosecuting attorney and the mayor go out and demonstrate with the arsonist and say we're not going to file charges, and the state police say, well, fine, then we're going home.
Yeah, yeah.
Which leaves it what for the federal government?
Defund the police and the mayor and the PA.
Well, what I think what is going to solve that problem eventually
3
is
minutes.
President Trump has it right. These are insurrectionists, and until the federals go in there and enforce it and file federal charges, that's the way you get past these left-wing prosecutors that won't prosecute.
But when you got the prosecuting attorney and the mayor out there participating, and they don't support the law enforcement.
Well, no. The chief of police in Seattle finally resigned. They wouldn't support her at all.
Yeah.
And they talk about Black Lives Matter. She was their first black chief of police, and a female. They all of a sudden wanted to cut her pay and pay her a whole lot less than the white chief they had before that. Well, who knows what's on their minds? It's insane.
Cripes.
But she finally resigned.
The cities are just crumbling. Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore, St. Louis, Memphis,
Mm-hmm.
New York is getting back where it was when Giuliani took over as mayor and reduced the murder rate from about 6,000 to just a couple hundred. Now it's gone the other way.
This is why small town living looks much more appeasing.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? Every time you leave, you come back to
That's
Mountain
why
Homeless.
there's not 1,000 homes on the MLS. You're down under 300.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other people in the same boat saying, hey, Mountain Home looks a lot more appealing.
It does.
We're really blessed here with this community.
We are, and everybody can learn to give a little bit more, even just for those that are next door and they're isolated and they're veterans even.
I feel it for the veterans, like the 91-year-old gentleman. Don't you know that birthday card was just a light from heaven, really? I mean,
it was.
Literally.
It was.
I bet it thrown yes. We got about 30 to 40 seconds. Dan, Jennifer, final thoughts?
What do you got, Jennifer? Anything we need to know?
I just really encourage people to reach out. I mean, we meet every third Monday still of every month, and we're always trying to do things. So if you have time, by all means, get a hold of me, 508-2056, and we will definitely put you to work on a few little things that can help make a big difference.
And almost anybody is eligible to join the auxiliary.
Mm-hmm.
In some of the veteran service organizations, you have to be an immediate family member of the veteran. Not the case with DAV. We talk about an extended family. So if your grandfather served or your uncle or whatever, you're eligible to be part of our auxiliary.
Exactly, exactly.
Thanks for being here. Hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Scooter?